He wasn't born into global superstardom, yet there was always something unmistakable about him, a rare mix of raw talent, discipline, and quiet intensity that made people look twice. Jungkook didn't simply debut as another K-pop idol. He evolved into a global pop force, transforming teenage ambition into one of the most influential music careers of his generation. You're watching Celebrity Fandom. If you're into deep dives on star journeys, lifestyles, and the real stories behind the spotlight, hit subscribe now and stay tuned for more. Jungkook was born on September 1st, 1997, in Busan, South Korea. Long before stadium tours and chart records, he was just a shy yet determined student with a powerful voice and an unusual work ethic. At only 13, he auditioned for the Korean talent show Superstar K. Though he didn't win, multiple entertainment agencies noticed his potential. He chose Big Hit Entertainment, not because it was the biggest company at the time, but because he believed in the vision and the people behind it. In 2013, at just 15 years old, Jungkook debuted as the youngest member of BTS. Known as the Golden Maknae, he quickly earned a reputation for excelling in everything: vocals, dance, stage performance, and even athletic competitions. While BTS gradually built momentum with their authentic storytelling and self-produced music, Jungkook's voice became one of the group's emotional anchors, carrying both powerful high notes and vulnerable melodies. As BTS rose from underdogs to global icons, Jungkook's growth became impossible to ignore. From early tracks like I Need You and Blood, Sweat, and Tears to global hits like Dynamite and Butter, he matured in real time, refining his vocals and stage presence with each comeback. Stadium tours across the United States, Europe, and Asia solidified his position as one of the most recognizable performers in modern pop music. Rather than relying solely on group success, Jungkook began carving his own identity. His solo releases within BTS albums, including Euphoria, My Time, and Still With You, showcased emotional depth and vocal control. In 2023, he made a historic leap with his official solo debut single, 7, followed by 3D and his album Golden. The project broke streaming records, topped global charts, and confirmed that his star power extended far beyond the group framework. Jungkook's approach to his career reflects precision and relentless self-improvement. He is known for practicing for hours, studying vocal techniques, and reviewing his own performances critically. Even at the peak of fame, he continues to refine his craft, prioritizing growth over comfort. Offstage, his image blends humility with global influence. Despite massive fame, he maintains a relatively private personal life, allowing his work to speak louder than headlines. At the same time, luxury fashion houses and major brands recognize his impact, leading to high-profile ambassador roles and international campaigns that further elevate his global presence. Financially, Jungkook stands among the most successful artists of his generation. His net worth reflects earnings from album sales, streaming dominance, world tours, brand partnerships, and songwriting credits. Yet his trajectory suggests long-term strategy rather than short-term hype. What truly sets Jungkook apart is evolution. From a teenage trainee leaving Busan with a dream, to a stadium-filling performer and global solo artist, he continuously reinvents himself without losing the discipline that built him. Each era reveals a more confident, more refined version of the artist he once aspired to become. As of 2026, Jungkook stands not just as a member of BTS, but as a fully established global pop icon, a symbol of dedication, versatility, and the power of steady transformation in modern music. That wraps up today's feature. If you enjoyed this content, like the video and subscribe to Celebrity Fandom for more in-depth celebrity stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. He wasn't born into global fame, yet there was always something unforgettable about him. A rare blend of deep vocal tone, artistic sensitivity, and magnetic presence that made people pause and look twice. Kim Taehyung didn't just debut as a member of BTS. He shaped his own artistic world, transforming quiet curiosity and creative instinct into one of the most distinctive careers in modern pop culture. You're watching Celebrity Fandom. If you're into deep dives on star journeys, lifestyles, and the real stories behind the spotlight, hit subscribe now and stay tuned for more. Kim Tae-young was born on December 30th, 1995, in Daegu, South Korea, and spent much of his childhood in the countryside of Jeon. Long before global tours and Fashion Week appearances, he grew up in a modest environment, developing a love for music through saxophone lessons and a fascination with visual art and photography. He originally accompanied a friend to an audition for Big Hit Entertainment, but it was Tae-young who ended up being scouted, a turning point that quietly changed his life. In 2013, he debuted as V, one of the vocalists of BTS. From the beginning, his baritone voice stood out in an industry often dominated by higher tones. Songs like Singularity and Stigma highlighted his unique color and emotional control, establishing him as a performer capable of conveying vulnerability and intensity with subtle precision. As BTS rose from a small company group to a global phenomenon, V's presence became central to their visual and artistic identity. Beyond music, Tae-young explored acting early in his career, appearing in the historical drama Warang in 2016. Though his primary focus remained music, the experience revealed his interest in character-driven storytelling. Over time, he refined a personal aesthetic that blended vintage influences, jazz inspiration, and cinematic emotion. Rather than staying within one musical style, V embraced experimentation. His solo tracks, including Sweet Night, Winter Bear, and later his debut solo album Layover, leaned into soulful R&B and soft jazz tones. The album showcased restraint and emotional depth rather than loud production, reflecting his introspective personality. It topped charts globally and proved his ability to command attention independently of the group. V's approach to artistry reflects intentional individuality. He gravitates toward projects that align with his taste rather than trends, often drawing inspiration from classic films, old-school photography, and timeless fashion. This careful curation has helped him build a brand that feels authentic rather than manufactured. Offstage, his public image blends mystery with warmth. Known for his love of art exhibitions, classic music, and photography, he presents himself as thoughtful and creatively driven. At the same time, luxury fashion houses recognize his global impact. As a brand ambassador for major international labels, he has become a regular at Paris Fashion Week, where his appearances generate worldwide media attention. His lifestyle reflects balance between global celebrity and private reflection. While millions follow his updates across social platforms, he maintains boundaries around his personal life. He rarely addresses rumors directly, choosing instead to let his work and public appearances speak for him. Financially, Kim Tae-young stands among the most influential Korean artists of his generation. His estimated net worth reflects earnings from BTS World Tours, album sales, solo projects, and high-profile brand endorsements. More importantly, he has built cultural influence that extends beyond music into fashion and visual art. What truly sets V apart is his artistic evolution. From a quiet trainee with an unconventional voice to a globally recognized singer and style icon, he continues to refine his identity with each era. He embraces mood, atmosphere, and emotion, prioritizing artistic depth over noise. As of 2026, Kim Tae-young stands not only as a member of BTS, but as a solo artist and cultural figure defined by individuality and creative intention. His journey reflects growth, self-awareness, and the courage to remain different in an industry driven by trends. That wraps up today's feature. If you enjoyed this content, like the video and subscribe to Celebrity Fandom for more in-depth celebrity stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. He wasn't born into global superstardom, yet there was always something unmistakable about him. A mind wired for music, a tone grounded in raw honesty, and a presence that didn't demand attention but commanded it anyway. Suga didn't simply debut as another idol in a crowded industry. He built an identity of his own, transforming underground ambition into one of the most respected creative forces in modern music. You're watching Celebrity Fandom. If you're into deep dives on star journeys, lifestyles, and the real stories behind the spotlight, hit subscribe now and stay tuned for more. Suga was born as Min Yoon-ji on March 9, 1993, in Daegu, South Korea. Long before global tours and chart records, he was a teenager immersed in music production, writing lyrics and composing beats in a small studio environment. Music wasn't just passion. It was survival, expression, and identity. Coming from a modest background, he worked part-time jobs to support his craft, often balancing financial struggle with relentless creative drive. His early journey was far from easy. Before debut, he faced resistance from family, financial hardship, and even a serious shoulder injury from an accident while working a delivery job. Yet none of it shifted his focus. In 2010, he joined Big Hit Entertainment as a trainee, not just as a performer, but as a producer determined to shape his own sound. The training years were intense. Unlike many idols, Suga's foundation was rooted in underground hip-hop, which gave him a distinct artistic perspective. He honed his rap delivery, production skills, and songwriting, preparing for a debut that would eventually redefine global music dynamics. In 2013, he debuted as a lead rapper and producer of BTS. What began as a relatively unknown group quickly evolved into a worldwide phenomenon. Suga's sharp lyricism and introspective writing became core elements of BTS's identity, tackling themes like mental health, societal pressure, ambition, and self-worth. As BTS expanded globally, breaking records, topping charts, and selling out stadiums, Suga remained a central creative force behind the scenes. He contributed extensively to songwriting and production, shaping the group's evolving sound across multiple albums. His ability to blend raw emotion with technical precision set him apart not only as an idol, but as a musician in the purest sense. Beyond group success, he explored a more personal narrative through his alter ego August D. His solo mixtapes, including August D and D2, revealed a darker, more unfiltered side of his artistry. Tracks like Daechwita combine traditional Korean elements with modern hip-hop, showcasing both cultural depth and experimental vision. In 2023, he released his official solo album D-Day, completing a trilogy that reflected his personal and artistic evolution. The project received global acclaim, further proving his ability to stand independently while maintaining authenticity. Offstage, Suga's personality contrasts sharply with typical celebrity expectations. Known for his reserved and introspective nature, he values privacy, creative control, and meaningful work over constant visibility. His lifestyle reflects discipline, long studio hours, and a focus on production rather than performance alone. Financially, his success extends far beyond idol activities. With earnings from global tours, album production credits, songwriting royalties, and brand collaborations, his net worth reflects a career built on both artistry and strategy. As part of BTS, one of the highest-earning music groups in the world, his financial standing continues to grow steadily. What sets Suga apart is authenticity. In an industry often driven by image, he prioritizes truth. His lyrics openly address depression, anxiety, and personal struggle, creating a connection with listeners that goes beyond entertainment. He doesn't just perform music, he communicates through it. As of 2026, Suga stands not only as a global K-pop star, but as a producer, songwriter, and artist whose influence reaches far beyond genre boundaries. His journey from a small studio in Daegu to international stages reflects resilience, honesty, and an unwavering commitment to music. That wraps up today's feature. If you enjoyed this content, like the video and subscribe to Celebrity Fandom for more in-depth celebrity stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. He wasn't born into global superstardom, yet there was always something unmistakable about him. A presence both delicate and powerful, a voice that carried emotion with precision, and a stage aura that drew audiences in without effort. Jimin didn't simply debut as another idol in a competitive industry. He shaped his own identity, transforming discipline, artistry, and emotional expression into one of the most captivating performances of his generation. You're watching Celebrity Fandom. If you're into deep dives on star journeys, lifestyles, and the real stories behind the spotlight, hit subscribe now and stay tuned for more. Jimin was born as Park Jimin on October 13th, 1995, in Busan, South Korea. Long before global stages and record-breaking tours, he was a dedicated student of dance, training in contemporary styles and attending Busan High School of Arts. Movement was his first language. Through dance, he learned control, emotion, and storytelling, skills that would later define his presence on stage. His journey took a decisive turn when he was encouraged to audition for Big Hit Entertainment. Despite having one of the shortest training periods among future members, he entered an intense system that demanded rapid growth. Leaving behind his hometown, he moved to Seoul and immersed himself fully in training, pushing his physical and emotional limits to match industry expectations. In 2013, he debuted as a vocalist and performer in BTS. The group's early years were marked by authenticity and connection, and Jimin quickly stood out for his expressive dance style and emotionally driven vocals. His performances blended technical precision with vulnerability, creating a unique stage identity. As BTS rose to global prominence, topping charts and selling out stadiums worldwide, Jimin became known for his ability to translate emotion into movement. Whether performing powerful choreography or softer, introspective pieces, he maintained a consistent ability to connect deeply with audiences across cultures. His vocal tone added another dimension to BTS's sound. Soft yet expressive, his voice carried sensitivity that balanced the group's dynamic range. Songs featuring his parts often became emotional highlights, reinforcing his role as both a performer and storyteller. In 2023, he entered a new phase with his solo debut album, Face. The project revealed a more personal side of his artistry, exploring themes of identity, pressure, and self-reflection. Tracks like Crazy achieved global success, marking a historic moment for Korean solo artists on international charts. Rather than relying solely on group momentum, Jimin demonstrated individuality and artistic depth. Beyond music, his growth continued through performance refinement and creative exploration. Each stage appearance reflected evolution, combining discipline with emotional authenticity rather than repetition. Offstage, Jimin's image blends elegance with humility. Known for his refined fashion sense, he frequently represents luxury brands and appears at global fashion events, carrying a natural sophistication that aligns with his artistic persona. His lifestyle reflects balance, maintaining fitness, vocal care, and mental focus while navigating global fame. Despite worldwide attention, he remains grounded. He often expresses gratitude toward fans and maintains a thoughtful, introspective approach to both career and personal growth. His personality reflects warmth, discipline, and emotional awareness. Financially, his success extends across music sales, global tours, endorsements, and brand collaborations. As part of BTS and through his solo work, his estimated net worth reflects a career built on both performance excellence and global influence. What sets Jimin apart is emotional connection. In an industry driven by spectacle, he prioritizes feeling. His performances are not just technically precise, but deeply human, allowing audiences to experience music rather than simply watch it. As of 2026, Jimin stands as more than a K-pop idol. He represents a fusion of dance, music, and emotional storytelling, a performer whose presence transcends language and culture. His journey from a dance student in Busan to a global stage reflects discipline, vulnerability, and unwavering dedication to his craft. That wraps up today's feature. If you enjoyed this content, like the video and subscribe to Celebrity Fandom for more in-depth celebrity stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. He wasn't born into global superstardom, yet there was always something unmistakable about him. an energy so vibrant yet controlled, a presence so uplifting yet commanding that audiences instinctively felt his impact. J-Hope didn't simply debut as another idol in a crowded industry. He built his own identity, transforming a deep passion for dance and rhythm into one of the most dynamic performance styles of his generation. You're watching Celebrity Fandom. If you're into deep dives on star journeys, lifestyles, and the real stories behind the spotlight, hit subscribe now and stay tuned for more. J-Hope was born as Jungkook on February 18, 1994, in Gwangju, South Korea. Long before global tours and chart dominance, he was a street dancer with a sharp sense of rhythm and a natural instinct for performance. He trained in dance crews, gaining recognition locally for his precision, musicality, and stage confidence. Dance wasn't just a skill, it was his foundation. It shaped his discipline and creative identity from an early age. His journey took a decisive turn when he joined Big Hit Entertainment as a trainee. Unlike many idols who begin primarily as vocalists, J-Hope entered with a strong dance background and gradually developed his rap and musical abilities. His trainee years were intense, demanding both physical endurance and artistic adaptability. Through consistent effort, he expanded his skill set, evolving into a well-rounded performer. In 2013, he officially debuted as a rapper and main dancer of BTS. From the beginning, his bright energy and powerful stage presence became essential to the group's identity. His ability to command attention through movement and rhythm added a distinct layer to BTS's performances. J-Hope's style quickly stood out. His dance was sharp yet fluid, his rap energetic yet controlled, and his stage presence consistently elevated group performances. As BTS rose to global prominence, topping charts and selling out stadiums worldwide, he became known as one of the most electrifying performers in K-pop. In 2018, he stepped into his solo era with the release of his mixtape, Hope World. The project showcased his individuality, blending upbeat sounds with introspective themes. Tracks like Daydream highlighted his versatility, proving he could craft a unique sonic identity beyond group activities. The mixtape achieved strong international success, marking him as a solo artist with global appeal. He continued his artistic evolution with later releases, including Jack in the Box, where he explored darker, more experimental themes. This project revealed another dimension of his artistry, moving beyond bright concepts into deeper, more complex narratives about identity and pressure. Rather than staying within a single image, he expanded his range. Offstage, J-Hope's personality reflects both discipline and positivity. Known for his work ethic and structured routine, he maintains a balance between physical training, music production, and creative exploration. His lifestyle emphasizes consistency, energy management, and artistic focus. His fashion presence is equally impactful. Recognized for bold styling and confident choices, he has become a global fashion figure, attending major events and representing luxury brands. His ability to experiment with colors, silhouettes, and streetwear influences sets him apart within the industry. Despite his global fame, he remains grounded. He often shares moments of practice, studio work, and behind-the-scenes preparation, offering insight into the effort behind his performances. His approach reflects professionalism and a clear commitment to growth. Financially, his success extends across multiple streams, including music sales, world tours, endorsements, and brand collaborations. His individual projects, combined with BTS's global achievements, contribute to a strong and steadily growing net worth. What defines J-Hope most is his energy, not just in performance, but in presence. He brings intensity, optimism, and precision into everything he does, creating a connection that feels both powerful and genuine. As of 2026, J-Hope stands as more than a K-pop idol. He represents performance excellence, creative evolution, and global influence. From a street dancer in Gwangju to an international star, his journey reflects discipline, adaptability, and an unwavering passion for his craft. That wraps up today's feature. If you enjoyed this content, Like the video and subscribe to Celebrity Fandom for more in-depth celebrity stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. He wasn't born into global superstardom, yet there was always something unmistakable about him. An intellect so sharp yet introspective, a presence so composed yet commanding that audiences instinctively paid attention. RM didn't simply debut as another idol in a crowded industry. He shaped his own identity, transforming a deep love for language and music into one of the most influential voices of his generation. You're watching Celebrity Fandom. If you're into deep dives on star journeys, lifestyles, and the real stories behind the spotlight, hit subscribe now and stay tuned for more. RM was born as Kim Namjoon on September 12, 1994, in Ilsan, South Korea. Long before global stages and sold-out stadiums, he was a student known for his exceptional intelligence and curiosity. He developed a strong command of English at a young age, reportedly teaching himself through media and study, while also nurturing a passion for poetry and writing. Music wasn't just an interest. It became a medium for expression. As a teenager, he entered the underground hip-hop scene, performing under the name Runch Randa, building credibility through raw lyricism and introspective themes. His transition into the mainstream began when he joined Big Hit Entertainment as one of its earliest trainees. Unlike many idols, RM entered with a clear artistic direction already forming. His trainee years focused heavily on refining his rap technique, songwriting, and production skills, while adapting to the structure of idol training. In 2013, he officially debuted as the leader and main rapper of BTS. From the outset, his role extended beyond performance. As the group's spokesperson and creative contributor, RM played a central part in shaping BTS's identity, both musically and culturally. His ability to articulate thoughts in interviews, especially in English, positioned him as a bridge between BTS and the global audience. RM's lyricism quickly became one of BTS's defining elements. Thoughtful, reflective, and often philosophical, his writing explored themes of identity, youth, societal pressure, and self-acceptance. As BTS expanded internationally, releasing chart-topping albums and headlining global tours, RM stood at the forefront of a movement that redefined K-pop's presence worldwide. In parallel with group success, he pursued solo work that highlighted his individuality. His mixtapes, RM and Mono, showcased a more introspective side, blending alternative hip-hop with ambient and experimental sounds. In 2022, he released his official solo album, Indigo, collaborating with diverse artists and exploring art, identity, and personal growth. The project was widely praised for its depth and artistic cohesion. His artistic evolution continued as he remained actively involved in songwriting and production, contributing to BTS's discography while expanding his own musical palette. Each release reflected intellectual curiosity rather than formula, reinforcing his reputation as an artist driven by meaning. Offstage, RM's image blends intellectual depth with understated sophistication. He is known for his appreciation of art, literature, and museums, often sharing insights into exhibitions and creative works. His lifestyle reflects contemplation, cultural awareness, and continuous learning. He has also established a strong presence in the fashion and cultural space, attending global events and representing modern Korean artistry on international platforms. His style leans toward refined minimalism, aligning with his thoughtful persona. Despite global fame, he maintains a grounded and reflective approach to life. He often speaks openly about personal growth, responsibility, and the pressures of leadership, offering a perspective that resonates beyond music. Financially, RM's success extends across multiple avenues. Earnings from BTS's global tours, album sales, brand collaborations, and solo projects contribute to an estimated net worth that reflects both commercial success and artistic influence. BTS's record-breaking achievements further solidify his standing as a key figure in one of the most impactful groups in modern music history. What sets RM apart is intellectual resonance. In an industry often driven by visuals and trends, he leads with thought and substance. Whether delivering a powerful rap verse or speaking at global platforms like the United Nations, he prioritizes meaning and connection. That depth defines his longevity. As of 2026, RM stands not just as a K-pop idol, but as a global cultural figure, a leader, a writer, and an artist whose voice carries both artistic and intellectual weight. His journey from an underground rapper in Korea to the leader of a worldwide phenomenon reflects discipline, vision, and an unwavering commitment to authenticity. That wraps up today's feature. If you enjoyed this content, like the video and subscribe to Celebrity Fandom for more in-depth celebrity stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. He wasn't born into global superstardom, yet there was always something undeniably captivating about him. A presence that blended confidence with warmth, humor with quiet depth. Jeon didn't simply enter the world of K-pop as another trainee. He carved out a distinct identity, transforming natural charisma and steady determination into one of the most recognizable personalities in modern pop culture. You're watching Celebrity Fandom. If you're into deep dives on star journeys, lifestyles, and the real stories behind the spotlight, hit subscribe now and stay tuned for more. Jeon was born as Kim Suk-jin on December 4th, 1992, in Gwacheon, South Korea. Long before global tours and record-breaking albums, he was a student with an interest in acting, studying film, and visual arts. Music was not initially his primary path. In fact, he was scouted by Big Hit Entertainment while walking on the street, a moment that would completely redefine his future. What began as an unexpected opportunity soon turned into a life-changing commitment. His trainee years were both challenging and transformative. Entering the system without a strong background in singing or dancing, Jeon had to build his skills from the ground up. Under the demanding training environment, he developed vocal stability, stage confidence, and performance discipline. His work ethic became one of his defining traits, steadily closing the gap and earning his place in the debut lineup. In 2013, he officially debuted as a vocalist of BTS alongside RM, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook. The group's early years were marked by relentless effort, gradually building a loyal fan base before exploding into global recognition. As BTS rose to international dominance, Jin's role became increasingly significant, both musically and emotionally within the group dynamic. Vocally, Jeon is known for his clear tone and emotional delivery. His voice carries a sense of sincerity that resonates deeply in ballads and introspective tracks. Songs like Epiphany and Awake highlighted his ability to convey vulnerability and self-reflection, adding emotional weight to BTS's diverse discography. Over time, he refined his technique, gaining recognition for his stability in live performances and expressive range. Beyond group activities, Jeon explored solo releases that showcased his individuality. Tracks like Moon, dedicated to fans, and The Astronaut, a collaboration that expanded his global reach, revealed a softer, more personal side of his artistry. Each project emphasized connection, storytelling, and gratitude rather than spectacle. Offstage, Jin's personality stands out just as strongly as his performances. Often referred to as worldwide handsome, he balances humor, confidence, and humility in a way that feels authentic rather than manufactured. His variety show appearances, gaming streams, and candid interactions have made him one of the most relatable members of BTS. His lifestyle reflects a mix of discipline and simplicity. While maintaining the physical and vocal standards required of a global performer, he also values personal time, often sharing moments related to cooking, gaming, and everyday life. This balance contributes to his grounded image despite immense fame. Financially, Jin's success mirrors the global scale of BTS. With income streams from album sales, sold-out world tours, brand partnerships, and solo projects, his estimated net worth represents years of consistent growth within one of the most successful groups in music history. BTS's influence across charts, streaming platforms, and international markets further reinforces his position within a global entertainment powerhouse. What truly defines Jeon is his resilience. Starting without the technical advantages many idols possess, he relied on persistence, adaptability, and belief in gradual improvement. His journey reflects progression through effort rather than instant perfection. As of 2026, Jeon stands as more than just a K-pop idol. He represents evolution, from an acting student discovered by chance to a global artist with millions of fans worldwide. His presence combines humor, emotional depth, and professionalism, creating a legacy that extends beyond music. That wraps up today's feature. If you enjoyed this content, like the video and subscribe to Celebrity Fandom for more in-depth celebrity stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.